or trying to address it in a more efficient way, since we know what is at risk.
Right. And sorry, just to follow up, since you're saying, you're describing the situation overnight, and you say that you're in regular contact with people at the plant. So what is happening right now? So, obviously we had this projectile hit, and there was some fighting.
But right now we have this normal abnormality, if I can put it like that. The other day in my statement I was saying normal operations, but in fact there is nothing normal about this. Yes, they are running the plants, and I paid homage the other day to their bravery, to their courage, to their resilience, because they are doing this in very difficult circumstances. Now we see this happening. For how long can this continue? So I think it is our duty as an international organization with an important mandate to do safety and security, to do it also when the going gets rough.
Hello, DG. This is Jordi from Agencia EFE.
Jordi.
We're talking here about Chernobyl and this one big site. Do you have any information about the other nuclear plants? Is there any risk there? Have you get any information?
Not at the moment. And it's good. Thank you for putting up the slide. What you see here are the 6 reactors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have this blue here in this unit, which is the one operating at 60%. Now, this is the one. And this is the building. For you to have an idea, this is more or less 1 kilometer. And this here is the training center which was impacted by this project here, and where there was this fire. All right? So I think this is, thank you to the team for having put up this, because this gives you an idea. So this is the site. It's a very big site. All right?
Yes, Jonathan. Okay, thanks for the follow-up. So there's obviously another plant with 3 units, the southern plant that's near Odessa. Potentially more concerning, I want to hear your feedback on the VVER 440 Type 213 reactors that are operating in Rivne. Those have been units of concern to European regulators and the IAEA for decades. Are these issues that that you want to talk about in Chernobyl specifically? And then just briefly, you don't have any safety standards about proper procedures in a time of war. By showing us this picture up there, are you suggesting that the proper procedure would be to cold shut down all reactors in the middle of the zone?
I'm not suggesting that.
Okay.
Mind you, there are references to armed conflict and to accidents. There are general differences. Perhaps my Deputy Director General, who is an international expert on this, could clarify it. But there are generic references, if I'm not mistaken, to this. So there are some references that are applicable. And of course, I mean, you are pointing to a pre-existing situation, which is more of a structural nature about the safety of a type of reactor. This is not the time or the moment or the occasion to be dealing with that. What we are trying to address here is the situation derived from this particular...
I'm sorry, but that reactor has a very shallow containment. That doesn't have the kind of depth of defense that these reactors do. You just got out of a really, we're fortunate, but that reactor has a completely different containment structure.
I take your point. Yeah.
Between line, I kind of sense that after the negotiation, if it were to take place, or even without that, do you have a plan to place IAEA personnel in Ukraine to assist their normal operation under emergency?
Thank you for the question. The first thing that we must have is a framework within which to operate. And I would never put my staff in harm's way before going myself and trying to set up these conditions. If those conditions were met, then one could envisage that. But we are not at that point yet.
Thanks a lot. DG, you obviously didn't have the weekend upcoming off. You were supposed to go on a slightly important trip to Tehran. Is that going ahead, and would any visit to Chernobyl or Ukraine be after that? Thanks.
No, I would say I am still, of course, going to visit Tehran on this very important official visit to try to address issues that we have discussed on different occasions. And regarding my proposal for a visit and a negotiation to Ukraine, no, it's not part of this. As I said, I am consulting Ukraine, of course, first and foremost, and Russia as well, to see how we could organize that.
So it would be after your return from Tehran?
God willing, yeah.
DG, just to follow up, I take your willingness to go to Chernobyl as an indication that you're not worried about the safety situation there, just because there seem to have been glitches with the radiation monitoring system there. Can you tell us what the latest is?
I'm not concerned about the radiation. I am, of course, concerned about the general situation. This is a zone where there are military operations ongoing. It is obvious.
Yeah, my question wasn't the best. But specifically on the radiation levels at Chernobyl, is the monitoring working
yes,
normally and everything seems normal?
It is. Well, everything normal, I wouldn't say. There are glitches, but nothing that would constitute a major issue at the moment in terms of the radiation monitoring systems which are in operation. Yeah.
Yes. David Albright from ISIS asks me to ask you if you can say anything about the safety of the spent fuel in this power plant.
There is no issue with it. There's no problem. There hasn't been any reported situation with regards to this issue of the waste stored there. Well, I thank you very much. We will be keeping you informed of developments, and perhaps we will be seeing each other after my mission to Tehran. Thank you very much.